Well, this is the first video. Couple of days. I've had rough 2 or 3 days. Been a lot going on. My health wise, and I guess it's pretty much all health wise. I did do a little dumpster diving yesterday. Not much luck. I found some stuff at one dumpster when I was over picking my son up at college, my grandson, at college, and I had to wait an hour, so while I was waiting, I just went to a couple of dumpsters close by and found some bases. But back to what's going on, I'm going to have to regroup. I'm not going to be able to do what I thought I was going to be able to do. I'm still going to do it, but with a little bit different slant on it. My neuropathy is so bad that I can't tell, just sitting here and not looking at my feet, I can't tell if I got shoes on or not. And the way I know this is I was sitting here doing something, then I had to go run an errand. So I got up and headed out the door and started getting in the car, and something wasn't right. My feet wasn't fitting right when I was pulling them in the car, and I looked down there. I didn't have no dang shoes on. I couldn't feel, I can't tell. The pressure, it feels like something's on my feet all the time. And so now I'm even doubting whether I should even be driving or not. Oh, I can't quit doing stuff. I gotta be doing something. It's like that quote, I don't know where I got it, but if you ain't growing, you're dying. And I feel like if I just kick back in my chair and watch Gunsmoke and reruns of Gunsmoke and all that crap, like some of my other older friends do, I'm dying on the vine. And I got to hang around another 10 years. I want to see that youngest grandson of mine grown, and that middle one, I want to see him get his MD, his doctor's thing, whatever you call it. But I get, there's so much wrong right here. Like, look at that arm there. Can you see that? I hit something a while ago with that. I don't know what I hit. I went outside to the fridge. I was in there talking to my daughter, and she said, there's a roast in there. Go get that thing out and cut it up and get it in the slow cooker. And I went out there to get that, and I got it back inside. I cut it all up, and I went in there to ask her what she wanted me to put in there with it. And I had blood running all down my arm, dripping off my wrist. And she seen that. I don't know what I hit. I brushed it up against something, but they say the older you get, the thinner your skin gets. And I'm pretty thin skin. I remember now my daddy, and he wasn't an old man. He died when he was 50-something. Committed suicide. And he was always bumping into things and bleeding like that. And he was a young man. But, so, other night, I gotta say this while I'm trying not to get off track, but I was making a video. And I uploaded it to YouTube, then it has to process, And as it was processing, I was sitting there, and it's like almost midnight, and I fell asleep. And I didn't think that thing was supposed to publish unless I pushed the button. But it got done processing, and for some reason the sucker published, and I wasn't ready for it to publish yet. I didn't have anything wrote in the description, and there was a couple other things wrong with it I need to correct. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like sawing logs, buddy. I'm sleeping. And every time somebody sends me a comment or something, or makes a comment on any of my videos, I got a thing that alert sounds and lets me know. And all of a sudden, I got 2 alerts from 2 ladies, the subscribers of mine, Miss Twiggy and I can't remember the other lady's name. I apologize for that. But the alerts come on, and I'm waking up, and they're alerting me to something. I'm reading the alerts, and I'm like reading what they're saying. I'm like, hell, I never published that. And I went and looked back there, and that thing had published. I had to pull it back down real quick and do some adjustments to that thing. But I mean, I must have conked dead out for an hour. But that's what it did. Now back to what I was doing, and I done forgot what I was saying now. Senior moment. I hate these senior moments. What was I talking about? Gosh almighty, I was talking about, I'm going to make some changes on how I do things. I got to thinking, I live in a big neighborhood. There's probably 1,000 homes in this neighborhood, maybe more. And I'm thinking, why don't I get myself a 3-wheel bicycle? And I know where there's one at. You know, you got the big basket on the back and all that stuff. And it's also got a little trailer that comes with it. I could pedal that thing all around this neighborhood on trash day and be getting good exercise. And also, I could have a bunch of cards printed up with my name and picture on them and what I'm looking for, and if they have anything like that, would they give me a call and I come over Johnny on the spot and get it. Here in the neighborhood, and I ain't burning no gas, ain't releasing nothing into the atmosphere. I'm getting exercise, and I'm still micro scrapping. But I'm thinking about doing that. I'm just not going to die on the vine. If you ain't growing, you're dying. And I believe that wholeheartedly. If you ain't growing, you're dying. And that's just like it's like a whole lot of things. And I don't want to die on the vine. I got to be around to see my son graduate and all that stuff. And stay healthy. Just because a lot of my other friends is dying around 76 and 77, don't mean I got to. And anyway, yesterday I had to take my son over to college classes. There I am calling him my son again. He's like a son. They're all 3 like sons, but they're grandsons. But I had to take my grandson over to his class. And rather than drive all the way back home and come back later to get him, he was going to be in there like an hour and a half. I knew of some dumpsters close by, so I started checking them out. And I'm finding a lot of places now they're saying no trespassing and they're locking them. And I did find a couple that wasn't, and I come up on this one dumpster and it had this vase or bottle or whatever you want to call it sitting down on the concrete in front of the dumpster. And I jumped out to get it. I collect vases, you know, so got that. Then right around the corner from that, there was 3 more. And this is one of the 3, or the 4. And I really like this little fat boy. It weighs like 2 pounds. And it's ceramic. And then there was this one. This is a dainty little thing. The glass on the bottom is frosted a little bit, but not as heavy as this top part is. But it's got little flowers on the front there. I like it. It's got little gold paint around the top. It's a dainty little thing. And then this one here. This almost looks Mexican or Indian or something. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the earth tone colors. But this one really caught my fancy. This thing's been went here and carved on after it'd been fired once, scraping the glaze off. And I'm not sure how they put this other on there. But this is my favorite one out of the bunch. I really like this. This is my number 1 pick out of them 4. My number 2 pick would be this big bad boy. I really like that. My number 3 pick, this one here. This thing like a nice little lady. It needs cleaning though. And then this ugly one. And I like it. I do like it. That's because I'm saying it's ugly. But I like it. You can feel the raised paint or glaze on that. But that's what I found yesterday. And the day before that, I found this one. And I got one almost identical to it, but it's not exactly the same. And they're both lead crystal. This is lead crystal. I don't know what percent lead crystal this is, but that other one I had was 24% lead crystal. I don't know why anybody would throw stuff away like that. This is laying on top of a garbage can. I mean, if you went to a store somewhere to buy this, you're gonna pay. You ain't gonna get that for $5 or $8. It's gonna be around $10 or more. It's all hand cut. I'll check it over, you know, to make sure I'm right about that, but it's all hand cut. And my favorite vase in my whole collection is this booger right here. This is the one that got me started collecting vases. I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, this looks hand carved. But it can't be because it's the brass vase underneath that. So I got checking into it and I forget the name they call it. But what the Chinese do, they take a vase and they coat it, put a coat of lacquer on it. And when that dries, they put another coat on it. And they do that 200 or 300 times till it's a real thick coat, maybe 3/8 of an inch thick. And when all that's dry, they go in there and they carve these designs. This thing here, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got little birds on it and all this little intricate patterns cut in it there. And you can see around the edge there how that does. It's unreal. Let's see, I need to get it where you can see it. But as you can see, at the bottom, that's brass. But I love this vase. Not sure what it's worth. Don't care. I like it. I don't collect these things for the value. I've got some I paid much of money for, but I collect them when I see one that I like. Now, if something's just butt ugly and just a piece of cheap glass, I usually won't fool with it. But that's what I found yesterday and that one day before yesterday. I'm probably going to go back over there and look again, but right now I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to get me a down. You know that, what is he called? Scrap Vulture? He scraps on a bicycle. I don't know how in the world he carries stuff on that bicycle. I've never seen him on anything but a bicycle. And young guy, not a kid, but he scraps on a bicycle. So why can't I get this 3-wheeler with a little trailer and get my exercise in? Who knows? It might be right lucrative. I don't know. I'm not trying to make a big bunch of money. I'd like to get enough subscribers where I could be monetized and get a little money from YouTube along. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, that's what's going on, and I'm going to the VA come Monday. I lost my darn DD-214 again. I couldn't find it the other day. I was going to the VA, and I lost the DD-214, and yesterday I found it. So I ain't letting that sucker out of my sight. And Monday I'm going, you got to have that DD-214 to even get started processing through the VA to get benefits. You know, no, I don't mean financial benefits, I mean medical and stuff. And I ain't letting this sucker get far out of my sight. I'm going to have it right here, just remind, putting it nowhere else. Come Monday, I'm taking my butt over there. That DD-214, it's got all your advancements in rank and when you enlisted, and like in my case, when I re-enlisted, I was in Grafenberg, Germany. And my final discharge was in Fort Hamilton, New York. Wished I'd have stayed. Anyhow, I might get a shave, a regular shave. You know, somebody said when I told them I lost my razor the other day, actually what I had misplaced was this. You know, I shave like this. You know, trying to grow me a little goatee again, but I had misplaced this, and what got me started on this, I was at the barber, and I hadn't shaved, and he took his clippers and just run over that thing and left me this stubble. He said, that's what's in now. And I got to think, well, you know, them guys, they look cool and, you know, good and all that stuff, and I'll give it a try. Well, I liked it, so I got me one of these. This is the second one around for me. and started leaving the stubble, you know, doing it with this, and just hung up the razor blades and the lather and all that stuff. And somehow, though, I don't look as cool as them other guys. I guess it's just you have to be a young stud muffin or something to look cool. But I may, just for the heck of it, go to the barber in a week or two and have him give me a good, close, hot shave and see what my skin looks like, you know, under there. But anyway, that's what's going on. I apologize for not getting enough videos out, and it's turned into, it's a lot more to it than I thought. Plus, I'm not very educated with this editing software. I'm using the easiest one to use, and that's that Windows Movie Maker. I've been looking at these others. I can't figure them out. I want a nice introduction and all that stuff, but you know what? I may figure it out and I may not. But right now I'm just going to use the Windows Movie Maker, and you're really limited to what you can do with it. But maybe I'll get my point across. And I'm really thinking about that shooting here in Florida Wednesday. That just hurts me to the quick to even think about it. Mainly because I know what it is. November 14th, 1986, my boy gets up and gets dressed and goes to school, and he didn't come back home. That was, I know what they're thinking. Even now, let's see that the shooting was on Wednesday, and a lot of the families or anything like me, they're thinking, well, this time last week he or she, we were doing this or doing that, you know, and come Wednesday morning when it's time for school to start and everything, they'll be thinking, if I just knew then what I know now, I would never sent my kid to school. You know, that stuff keeps coming up in your mind, and you feel like you failed them, you feel like you wasn't there to protect them, and that'll go on for a while, you know, thinking like that. It did for me, and every once in a while I'll still be sitting here and I'll think of something or see something that I've still got little toys and stuff. He was 14, so his toys were kind of mature, you know, but he had this little plastic army soldier, and he had made a parachute out of a piece of cloth and tied some strings to it. He would throw that thing up in the air, and it would come down and catch air, you know, and come down soft and everything. And he throwed that up in the air one day, and it got hung up in a tree. And that thing, I was going to get a long pole, see if I could get it down, but I left it. And about 3 or 4 months later, I'm sitting on the deck. Wow. That little soldier just come drifting down out of the tree. Yeah, I didn't mean to do this. Quit quit this stuff.